Hey everybody, I want to wheeze them here. It is Tuesday, October 2nd, 2018. The time is 9:45 p.m. I just made this channel update and it was like 42 minutes, so I'm going to try to condense it just a little bit. That said, you can listen, or if you'd like to watch, I've got some cool background stuff for you. Got some Blake Stone and towards the back end, some Pac-Man stuff, so enjoy that. That said, channel update is a bit overdue, in fact, very long overdue. Now, the catch is I've just been extremely busy with work. Basically, I haven't really played any games since the Steam summer sale or around July 4th. and I have played 2K. I've played that almost nightly with my nephew, 2K18 over the summer and then 19 here recently. But in terms of Shotgun Farmers, Skylanders, Minecraft, Stardew Valley, whatever, no. Nothing. There's literally been nothing. There has been one game in addition to NBA 2K19, but I'll talk about that later and see if you want to hear. And I'll tell you right now, it involves Instagram. So if you care about Instagram, let me know. But that said, all of the recently released videos, they've been pre-recorded and unreleased or stream exports. And basically, let me break that down for you. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Shotgun Farmers Day. All that stuff is like from this spring, okay? So the way it worked, I was streaming Shotgun Farmers nightly. I still would be if I had time. I hope to get back on that, maybe as things slow down at work a little bit. But basically, it's 7 days in a week, 4 weeks in a month, 28 days in a month, we'll just say. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 3 releases a week, 4 weeks in a month, 12 releases in a month. That's roughly a surplus of 16 videos plus 3, minus 0 type of a thing. So needless to say, I have a pretty decent surplus of those videos. So the ones releasing right now, I think, are from maybe May. And needless to say, I've still got quite a few coming. And again, that's our Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday setup. Now, the Skylander stuff, I put this in the description. Very few people actually read it, which has historically been accurate. But the Swap Force videos, I'm not just like jumping in, getting home from work and playing Swap Force. That stuff is legitimately from 2014. Prior to that, the Giants upgrade videos, like 153 through 60, whatever, when it ended, all that stuff was from like 2012, 2013. Okay. And the reason, if you're like, wait, why would you do that? Well, why didn't you release that back in the day? What I would do is I would record, and like try to get ahead, right? And I would, and I was super successful with that. The problem came is like I'm releasing Skylanders Giants upgrade path number 142, and then boom, Swap Force news hits, and I release upgrade path number 148, and it's like boom, we've got nothing but Swap Force news here. YouTube, for whatever reason, it doesn't reward you for your volume, and it doesn't align with anything else or any common rationale one would have, where it would be like, okay, well, hey, you need to release Giants upgrade number 150, Swap Force, news number 3, Mario Kart number 4. You're going to have 5 videos today. That might be great if you're like trying to make ends meet and you have 1 million plus subscribers. But for me, what that does is instead of the Giants upgrade video getting, say, at that point in time, probably 1,500 views in a week from launch, and the Swap Force news video getting like 5,000 views, when it came out, it was a situation where it would basically cut in half the views of both of them. And then some people that would watch everything don't see either the path upgrade or the news video. And regardless, with me doing 2 videos a day, every day for so long of a time, like people never really adjusted to that, or YouTube never metered it out, or they never sent emails or notifications or filled your subscription boxes with it. It's basically been a really bad system for a really long time. And it's one of those deals where you would think it's like, hey, release the upgrades and release the news and get new viewers and new subscribers and grow your channel. It doesn't really work that way. I would be better off to release neither of them, disappear for 2 months, and come back and have 100 more subscribers than when I was doing 2 videos a day and they were getting half of their views. And that makes no sense to me, and it probably makes no sense to you. But that's how YouTube operates, and I still don't understand it. I've figured out a lot of things, and none of them are rational or make any sense to me. But those videos that you're watching, like Skylander Swap Force yesterday, that literally was recorded in 2014. In fact, I even come in and I put, like, this video was originally uploaded, because it'll tell me that, in the file, like September 12th, 2014 at 5:48 a.m., So that stuff is literally 4-year-old videos. And again, why I didn't release it back when it would have been more relevant is simply because I had to make a judgment call of what is going to get more views and hopefully bring more people to the channel. And the easy answer in that case is the news on Swap Force, right? Like if I was releasing custom Skylander Imaginator number 98 tonight and news of Skylander 7 comes out, you would be an idiot to release custom Imaginator number 98 as opposed to releasing news on Skylander 7. That's just the way the world works. There's nothing clickbait about that. That's just me with my factual titles, And I never intended for them to get so far backlogged, but they did. And then here lately, where I've been too busy with work to really do anything, it's like, well, instead of just not having content, I'd just as well release that stuff. And the good news is most of you have been excited to see it, happy to see it. And for what it's worth, the Logitech headset that I'm using in a lot of that, people still assume I still have people to this day, even in new videos. I'm talking into the Yeti right now. It was a Minecraft video where I was using the Astro. People still say I use the crappy headset, and I haven't used that thing in years. I don't even know if somewhere through 2014 or 2015. But yeah, that's the Logitech headset that got screwed up during Wii Fit that I kept using, and hopefully you appreciate it, the quality, the sound quality. Like, I get nothing from the quality enhancements, just out more money. But hey, like I said, people still assume that all my videos sound like that because I'm using the $10 Logitech, which was fine, mind you, until Wii Fit. Like, something in that cord must have happened. The plug was fine. It must have had a fray somewhere, because when I first got it, it was pretty good, especially for the money. But nonetheless, that's another story for another day. The only thing I've really done recently that's not from 2014 or like a Shotgun Farmer stream from the winter or early this spring would be community service. And a ton of you are like, what the frick is community service? And that's because YouTube, once again, is doing a great job of not delivering my videos to you. That's basically, it comes out every Sunday, and it's just me talking for about a minute, recommending a song for you to check out. Now, I don't play the song because I can't, because I'm not tied in with the right YouTube groups for that. So if I could, that would be awesome, and I'd kind of give my analysis and why I like it or something, but I just keep it simple. I put a link at the top of the video description box. It will take you either to a lyrics video or, like the original music video if it's something cool from the 90s type of a thing. And it's basically designed for you to be like, man, I remember that, or wow, I haven't heard that song in years, or hey, I hear that and I always wondered who sang it, or, in the vast majority of cases, it would probably be younger kids that have never heard it. Like, we have part-timers at work that had never heard of Tom Petty. It's like, it blows my mind. And, I don't know, I just try to expose people to music that doesn't suck, basically. So, community service comes out every Sunday. I'm just trying to do it for a year. It was something I'd always wanted to do. It kind of explains it in the video description. But that's all it is. It's just me talking for about 56 seconds from title slide to end slide. And then I give you a link that you can click on and check out a song. So, the only other thing I have done is NBA 2K. 18 in the summer and 19 here as of late. My nephew and I play that almost nightly. Not tonight, not last night. I was too busy, he was too busy type of things. But it's something I probably should stream because, quite honestly, we've been having... It's kind of like when I started YouTube. It's because we were playing Mario Kart Wii online. And almost every session, it had these amazing races that were better than what I was watching on YouTube. And it was like, both of us were like, man, we should upload that. People would love it and we'd have tons of subscribers. Our matches here lately have been really freaking... We had one stinker. Rockets apparently don't match up well with the Thunder in 2K19, or at least not that night. But like our last 4, aside from that game, it's been like buzzer beaters in the 4th or overtime. And... Pretty good stuff, so you might be seeing some of that here as we move on. Now, I've essentially been working 12 to 15, 16-hour days for the majority of this time. Again, from the Steam Summer Sale, roughly up until now. And tomorrow is going to be another long day, probably just like 12 or 13, not too crazy. But it's really sad for me because now, like, when I leave work at 7:20 and get home, it's kind of like the sun's down and it's getting dark. I always hate that. I prefer to have time after work. That's why I really hate the time change. Like when the time change hits us, I lose an hour on the end of that. And I don't really care about the morning commute. I don't need it to be bright and sunny when I'm going to work or school or whatever. But when I do want to have sunshine and daylight is when I get off of work. And when you get off of work that late, you don't get to come home and have sunlight and think of all the things you're going to do outside. And I'm one of those people, I would much rather be outside doing something than inside. Historically, that's why all the gaming and streaming and everything I do, like I reference those Skylander videos from 2014 and they're uploaded at like 5:48 a.m. or 3:32 a.m. type of stuff. That's because I maximize my time outside, and so I kind of, unless it's like super bad weather type of a thing, I don't really like to be inside playing video games when there's daylight. Now, if it's really cold, yeah, maybe so, or if it's dumping hail, maybe. But that's kind of where I stand with that. So I'm kind of hoping maybe as things slow down, and historically they slow down like fall and winter at work. With that, coupled with the shorter days, sadly, I might have more time to actually play games, stream again, upload more, all that sort of stuff, and trying to take it from a bummed note to a happier note. Games I am looking forward to. We're going to start, I kind of just got them chronological. So Forza Horizon 4, which is out today, Standard Edition. Could have gotten the Deluxe or Ultimate Edition. I don't know if they did a Deluxe this year. They probably did, but I know Ultimate was out like last Friday. The reason I didn't jump on that for $100, I probably should have. Number one, I won't have time to play it anytime soon that I can imagine. So that's kind of sad, like pay to get it in advance. Now, where it really has value is if you want the DLC, because they have like Blizzard Mountain and the Hot Wheels deal in Forza Horizon 3. So if you're going to buy those, you actually wind up saving money and you get the car passes and some other stuff. But I just had a really bad experience with 2K19. My nephew and I both got that early. And it came from Walmart. It was just like dealing with Skylanders back in the day. It's like, no, we won't have that. It's not out yet. It's like, oh, but it is. It's released early. The Ultimate Edition, the $100 one, man. And had to jump through all those hoops again. But then you get it home. Literally until the game released, they didn't have the servers set up correctly, and we couldn't play online, and that was the sole reason that we got it. And 2K18 was also messed up, and so that kind of sucked, but I mean, at least we have the other bonus stuff. So I probably should have gotten it, because again, I do think it's worth it with a DLC, but I would like for Forza Horizon to be a staple upload on the channel. I kind of tested it with Forza Horizon 3. It didn't really go over well, but then again, nothing really does. And that's something that I legitimately enjoy playing and want to play, and quite frankly, don't care if anyone watches it, that I like it so much. So that's probably coming, but I don't know if I'll do more of 3 and then move to 4, or if I'll pick up 4 and do that. I'm thinking that I'll probably stream and export it too, everything, unless there's like something really special that I want to have recorded so it's higher quality. Coming up after that is NBA Playgrounds 2. It released this year, I guess in like 2 weeks, roughly. Basically in line with the start of the season. It was supposed to be out kind of at the start of the playoffs this past season. They missed that. Then 2K bought them. I'm afraid it's going to be turned into a microtransaction fest, but it's still really cool. I loved Playgrounds. I played a little bit of that this summer at a hotel with my nephew, and that was about it. But it's kind of akin to me, again, of NBA Jam. If you didn't know, I played Playgrounds last year, uploaded a bunch of it, had a lot of fun with it, even with the limited character or players I was able to unlock and actually use. That's something we might pick up. The thing is, I could see my nephew wanting to stick with 2K19 more than Playgrounds 2, so I don't know if that'll be like my guilty pleasure type of a thing, or if it'll just be so laden with microtransactions I'll get ticked off and just never touch it. But it's something I would like to bring in and at least dabble with. I was in the beta this weekend and didn't really get to do a whole lot with it. But moving on past that, this is something the majority of you will be excited to hear. Spyro Reignited Trilogy, November 13th, 2018. I'm hoping they send this out because, quite frankly, I don't know that I'm going to really have the cash to go out, and especially if I do Forza Horizon 4 prior to that, that's kind of a lot of money. If I had the free time, I could totally justify it, but it's one of those things, like, I've got such little amount of free time, you can't play both games, then you don't really need to jump on them at full price when you could wait until you had time to play it, and Spyro is probably $20, and Forza Horizon 4, even the fancy edition, is probably like $79 type of a deal. But that comes out November 13th. Again, I do hope they send that thing out because that would save me a lot of trouble. Now, the cool thing here, I've never played any of the original Spyro games. As a kid, I wanted to, but I didn't ever get them. I can't remember. I basically went from the NES to a Genesis, and then from the Genesis to the PS2. So many people think I hate Sony, which a lot of the things they do recently is incredibly stupid, but I use the snot out of my PS2. And that point in time, NBA Live and Madden, I got so much playtime out of that. And then the EA Need for Speed stuff, like everything was EA, and everyone hates EA now, but I mean, I loved it. Like back in the day, like I had a ton of fun with that stuff. The Need for Speed games, especially, like 1 and 2, Underground, I should say, those were great. Midnight Club, that was awesome from Rockstar. Grand Theft Auto Vice City, like I use the snot out of that PlayStation now. I didn't really like any of the Sony exclusives, and that's why I went to the Xbox One, because I wanted Forza. Like Forza is why I have the Xbox One. Everything else that I want, whether it was Madden, an NBA game, whatever, it was all third party, right? And they're going to come out on both platforms. But essentially from the PS2, then I went to the Wii, and then of course, the Wii U, Switch, Xbox One, PC, all that stuff. But I remember, like, I was at the age where most people, it was like, I guess probably like GoldenEye 007 on the N64, which I never had a Nintendo 64 or a GameCube. And then I didn't have the original PlayStation. The games I'm remembering from Spyro were the original PlayStation ones, which I guess would have worked on the PS2. But again, at that point in time, like I was playing sports games all the time, or racing games, right? But it was something I was like, man, that looks a lot like, Super Mario World, kind of like an old school platformer. So different from the stuff I'm playing now. All this like open world Grand Theft Auto, and so everything about that will be a new experience for me. So in terms of, some people playing through it and, oh, look how they ruined this character, or that's not the dialogue they're supposed to say, or they made this person too derpy. I don't know, and I won't care. I'm just going to go into it. Again, I've never experienced it. I've never watched anything on it. It will all be a brand new experience for me, and all I'll really have to compare it to is Skylanders. So I'm pretty excited about that, and the problem is, again, if work doesn't slow down, it's going to be one of those things, like it rushes out, and I'm not going to strip down in thumbnails like the majority of people these days, to try and garner views. So that basically means I'm screwed. And since I mentioned that, I'll probably be attacked for other things and labeled unfairly for simply stating facts, but hey, what can you do? Now, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, I'm excited about. I don't really think you can call it Ultimate without Waluigi. I'm not trolling people. Like, I legitimately have wondered why he's not in pretty much every spin-off game he should be in my opinion. He's a staple character. He's been around for years. Everyone knows him. I don't understand why he's not in the freaking game, I'm still ticked off about the Bayonetta deal. I don't think she should have been the character they added in. I was personally, since Waluigi wasn't a choice, I think I was trying to get Professor Layton. I think what they did at that time is they weighted the vote, and I think a lot of people in the UK were probably pushing for Bayonetta. And the reason I say that, if you go back, you got to remember, in the Wii U era, things had tanked completely here in North America, and where they hadn't tanked completely, it was primarily, like Nintendo of Europe, inexplicably the UK. And what they had, and the way you can go back and prove this theory, look at our pre-order bonuses. If we had one, take what we had, and then compare it to what they were getting if you were to, say, pre-order the game in London. they had some ridiculously awesome stuff that we never got. There are many times our games didn't come with anything pre-order bonus, or if we did, it was like this jinky little poster that probably was more GameStop inspired than Nintendo. And then if you were across the pond, per se, they were getting just ridiculously cool stuff. And I think the votes were weighted. Like, if it was a deal where if North America or the US and Canada were just killing it, they were like number one for Nintendo, outselling Japan and all the other regions combined 3-1. Do you really think they're going to take the votes and, weigh it out and be like, oh, hey, look what Korea wanted, they were all in on this Bayonetta chick, No, they're going to come in and it's going to be like, okay, well, hey, it's pretty tight and Bayonetta's technically ahead, but look, the region that we sell the most in is wanting Waluigi. I kind of think it was one of those deals, personally. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not, but that's kind of what I have firmly believed. I didn't buy any of the DLC because of that. But, I'm still optimistic that either like shortly after, like right before launch, or shortly after, probably shortly after, the time it makes the most sense to me, let the game launch on December 7th, and then before Christmas, like where people still have time, parents can run around and get it, and there's ample stock and everything, announce Waluigi then. Like in some special super short Nintendo Direct type of a deal. And I think that would boost the holiday sales. And then if you don't do it before Christmas, you lose a lot of sales volumes there. And, people that don't get it by Christmas are the type that are going to be like, well, I'm not paying $60. I'm going to wait until it's on sale. So you got to weigh that carefully. And if you don't have it shortly before launch, I think it needs to come before then in Christmas. If not, it should be New Year's or tie in with some Japanese festival or celebration or something. And if that doesn't happen, I don't think we're ever going to get it until they decide that they just want to do something crazy and try to move more units. So, in my opinion, he and Professor Layton should be in there if it's going to be Ultimate. But hey, that's just my take. So, I didn't play the Wii U version as much as the Wii version. And I don't know if my nephew... I feel like, personally, Mario Kart and Smash Bros., I don't think you ever really get too old for those. There might be times where you're like, no, I'm too cool for that, like teenage years or something. But man, you're just screwing yourself over, because then, like when you're a senior, you're in college, and you go over to your girlfriend's house, it's gonna be like, oh, you got a Nintendo Wii there? It's like, yeah, I haven't played it in a long time. It doesn't hook up to the TV, and then you like connect it, and y'all spend the whole night playing Mario Kart, A couple of years ago, I did that with a girl. She had a Super Nintendo, and she was like, yeah, it doesn't work on my TV, though. And I was like, really, what's wrong? And I picked it up, and it functioned, and boom, 6 hours later, Super Mario World. We're at Bowser's Castle, but none of this because she wasn't very good. We did the whole two-player thing, but, carry, whatever. But it's one of those deals. I don't think you ever really get too old for those. So I might not play it as much, but it's definitely something I would like to have, particularly if they do the right thing and put Waluigi and Professor Layton in. And I say that completely 100% genuine, not as a troll, not as somebody that goes and attacks the developers. I genuinely think it should happen. I also still genuinely believe Waluigi should have had his own franchise. You've got these like Wario Land Shake It was a legitimately good game. It was a standalone, not some spin-off party crud. It was a platformer, and it was really good. And a lot of people have still never even touched it. And I think you have an entire genre open to you with Waluigi. You can just expand on the character, do crazy different things, and it's all going to be fair game. And I think it's sort of a missed opportunity still to this day. Now, out of all that, I would probably spend the most time with Horizon 4. I don't think the Spyro games are too long. Could be wrong. I don't really know. And I don't intend to research any of it. I just want to go into it blindly. That's what I prefer to do. What I would probably be the most excited about is Animal Crossing Switch. And we've been, as of today, it's been rumored that it might come out Q1. A lot of other predictions are like early Q2, so that's basically March and April is where that dividing line is. In my opinion, you want it out in the springtime before school gets out, before colleges, shut down, move into summer session, before schools get out for the summer, because that's when you're going to be able to move it. You're going to have the summer festivals, the fireworks, all that cool stuff. You can promote it the entire summer. It's a game that's going to sell well. It's the perfect travel game. It's like no stress. If you're in the car and it's like, shut that off, it's dark or too loud, or, hey, we made it, or we got to go take a potty break, whatever, you can just stop Animal Crossing at any point in time. Like, no one's ever gonna be like, let me finish this fight, Mom. It's just, oh, okay. I was just, what were you doing that was so important in Animal Crossing? You just come and go as you like. It's perfect for travel. So I could see that being accurate. I would personally like to see it March or April. I think May would be a little bit late, but we shall see. That said, I don't know what work will be like by that point in time. Probably getting busy, but I will stream the ever-loving snot out of that. I will screenshot stuff all the time on. I have big plans for that. If it is anything like New Leaf, it's going to be good. Now, speaking of that, this is where Instagram ties in for those of you that are like, man, you not talked about Instagram yet, and I'm all about Instagram. Well, here it is. I have been playing, I think I downloaded it just 2 or 3 weeks ago, is all, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. I was super excited when they announced it, and I haven't done anything with it until now. And I gotta say, it's pretty freaking good. I'm level 30. I own the fishing tournaments. If you want to add me as a friend, feel free. Leave your information or whatever down. I haven't really messed with that. I've just been too busy doing my own thing. But I'm currently trying to get the frickin' bats to get all the Halloween stuff. I haven't really bought any of the Splatoon fortune cookies outside of when they're available for 5,000. I don't like to waste my Leaf tickets on it. I will not spend a single real dollar on that game as much as I like it. But the Muffy Halloween stuff is freaking sweet. I'm going to be trying to get that. But my question for you is this something you would like to see? Do you want to see Animal Crossing Pocket Camp stuff uploaded to my channel? Would you watch it on Twitter? Would you watch it on Instagram? That's what I've sort of been thinking of doing, is my content there. Let me know your thoughts on that. We will take it from there. Now, in an effort to not have this be a 42-minute video, which we're closing in on, this is what I would like to do in the foreseeable future. Finish Verdant Skies, finish Stardew Valley, finish Super Mario Odyssey. Once again, it's not by choice that I quit playing these, it's just I've been insanely busy. And when I say that, I legitimately mean it. I'm talking 12, 15-hour days. And that's where things still stand. So I want to finish that stuff, and I hope to do it. And it's kind of going to be something I would like to do chronologically, but we shall see. I want to get back on Shotgun Farmers. Forza Horizon 3 versus Forza Horizon 4. Let me know, should I bite the bullet and start uploading Forza Horizon 4 stuff, or you're like, no, just run with the Horizon 3 and then pick it up whenever. Wisdom Plays Minecraft. I don't want to abandon the series solely because of the Wall of Wisdom. I also had really good ideas. The problem is, I've started multiple times. Let me check this. Shotgun Farmers. Wonderful. I have started, I don't know how many times, to record an episode of Wisdom Plays Minecraft over the summer. I've just been like, oh, okay, I'm going to do this. Or, sometimes you just feel like playing Minecraft. The problem is, it takes an eternity to generate content in that game. I do things like legitimately. I don't go into creative. If I want to build with stone bricks or cracked stone bricks, I have to have my Silk Touch pick. I have to mine smooth stone. I have to convert it into the bricks. I have to put it in the frickin' furnace, And then whenever I'm building a huge structure with it, if I run out, I have to go mining again. And it's a problem because I don't have unlimited free time. And I feel like unless I just went caving, or I was like, hey, we're going to showcase absolutely everything I do in Minecraft. You'd have to build a simple, relatively simple structure, it'd probably be strung out over 4 or 5 30, 40-minute episodes. And I don't think anyone would want to, I wouldn't really want to produce that content. I don't think anyone would really want to watch it now. If it was me caving, or hey, I'm going to go walk north until we find a jungle, I'm actually fine with that. I would find that more interesting than just every brick by boring brick, if you will. But I don't want to abandon it again because of the Wall of Wisdom, and there are things in there I kind of want to do, but to be perfectly frank, Minecraft kind of tanked, big time, which you can only do when you're so far on the top, to their credit. I still personally enjoy it, but again, it's a very difficult game to get content from. So there's that. But NBA 2K19, I probably will start my career. I've been playing it with my nephew, the Play Now Online with Friends thing. And I'm invisible because I haven't made my career player. So it's like Casper in the room every time. Me and him should honestly be streaming some of these games. They're like that good. And we might as time goes on. One of the deals is, we're just on our phones on speaker and it wouldn't really translate sound quality too well. But I think the games would still be enjoyable, if you're bored or just want something on while you're working on something else. Domain name issues. I'm not even going to go into that, I don't think. I'll save it. So just oneofwisdom.blogspot.com. I'm going old school, just like it was back when I started. oneofwisdom.blogspot.com. That'll save us a lot of time right there. October is here. October is awesome. October is the month of Halloween. It's the month of leaves changing colors and spooky crud. I kind of wanted to do a stream a day, stream a night in my case. And I missed yesterday. I'm doing this tonight. I got to get to bed so I can get up, be at work around 6:30 this morning. And then I might be busy this weekend, too busy to do anything, but I still might do it. And there's a couple of games I kind of had my eye on. But I think I'm going to call it here. I've shaved 12 minutes off, and you know what? That's good enough for me. So whatever of this you're interested in, let me know. If you want to see 2K19 My Career, if you want my nephew and I to stream all of our games, if you're like, dude, get on Forza Horizon 4 immediately, if it's a deal where I don't care about anything that you do aside from if you upload Spyro Reignited Trilogy. If you are jumping up and down, giddy about the prospect of seeing Pocket Camp contents. If you really, really, really want to see me finish Stardew Valley before I do anything else. If you can't wait for Shotgun Farmer streams to come back to Twitch. Whatever of that you are the most interested in, by all means, please let me know. If you have not checked out community service, do it. Once again, these videos are all under 1 minute. The links to the songs are at the top of the video description. Particularly if you are younger, these will be songs. I mean, I mainly listen to classic rock and 90s stuff, right? Or alternative into the 2000s. So a lot of that, I mean, even something that was super popular in 2008, many of you have probably never heard, right? You were maybe 3 years old and, it's probably too new for your parents to have been into, so they don't even have it regurgitated on you type of a deal. And it's just kind of lost to you. It's sort of like that dark era of music. And hopefully, I can introduce you to some cool stuff. But I'm going to quit rambling, going to get this cranked out. I might have to extend the footage of Pac-Man or Blakestone. Don't tell anyone. They won't know unless they stayed here the whole time or skipped to the end. I'll just drag it out and copy. So nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed. And Blakestone, one of those games I always wanted to upload. The reason I didn't is it looks really, really bad on this monitor. I don't have anything fancy. It's just 1920 1080. But that game was originally what I was playing on Windows 95, right? And it looked pretty good there, noticeably better than it does at this resolution. I guess there's nothing built into it. But, man, I spent a ton of time playing that in Commander Keen when I was little. And in Kart Encyclopedia, actually. They had Mind Maze or something. That wasn't a bad game. But and Super Solver's Midnight Rescue. But that's another story for another day. I hope everybody's had a great summer. Hopefully school isn't going too bad. If you're working multiple hours, hopefully there's a light at the end of the tunnel, or bonuses, or time off, or something coming your way. And with that said, I'll quit rambling. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+. Similarly, if you are on Instagram, I am too. I have zero content there, and like I said, we might change that with Pocket Camp, so give me your thoughts on that. But on Instagram, you can find me at One of Wisdom. Website, www.oneofwisdom.blogspot.com. Again, we're taking it back to 2011, so that's all I'll say on that. But, once again, thanks so much for watching. I will catch you back here for more from the channel.